Previously on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Monster and him have a wonderful relationship. However, my concern is once he gets here, the more stuff I would have to do. I don't want to raise another child by myself.
Martell talking about Marceau has had 20 girlfriends.
There's got to be something going on.
So where do y'all stand right now, you and Martell? Are you willing to come back to the table and try to reconcile this relationship?
I'll reconcile the relationship. I'm not trying to reconcile the business side.
I'm gonna set something up for us. Maybe we can all get together and go to my cabin for the weekend.
I'm with that.
Your husband has made false statements about Marceau.
How do you know they're false?
Are they real?
Figure it out on your own.
Good luck with you and your husband with his 3.5-year relationship.
And good luck with yours.
Hello.
Hey, babe, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, girl? Nothing much. Just need your help with a little something.
Oh, I didn't know you needed help, but when you call, I answer.
And I like it.
I'm getting ready for this little trip, so.
I decided to go on this cabin trip because although Mel is going to be there, there's 3 other couples there that we're gonna have a good time with. So I'm not going to be worried about the host. We have some oral sex mints.
Tisha!
I know, right? Have a little fun here.
You're so funny to me. You're so funny. It's a vibrator. Yes, ma'am, Daddy.
That's that hand in hand right there.
Yes.
So that's the mint to nom.
Yeah.
And I got some for the ladies too. So.
I am tickled with you.
Gummy panties.
Where did this come from? This is Miss I don't have one piece of lingerie, and now you're bringing out edible panties.
It's a new side of me. I was like, I need to try something a little bit more exciting and fun.
Everybody knows when we went to the sex shop before my wedding, helping me pick out toys, these chicks had nothing. She ain't got no toys.
I have none.
Do you have toys?
No, I don't.
Okay, so maybe I picked the wrong group. I might need to test them this evening. Just to make sure.
No, ma'am.
I want to make sure they work.
No, ma'am, Daddy. I would just like to have a good time on this cabin trip, and hopefully the goodie bag would be the icebreaker for everyone.
I'm tickled that you're kind of into this cabin trip like that.
Well, just this part, it's gonna be fun. Although, with the host, I have nothing for them, nothing at all. They have no regret. They're not sorry. They haven't tried to call me, to reach out to me. It was like, you know, let's fix this. I did all of that. I took the first initiative. I don't need that energy. I don't need that fakeness. I don't need anything she has to offer. My grandmother passed away and my auntie passed away. You didn't reach out to me. You didn't say anything. If someone would have made that statement about, you know, she talked to you about her grandmother and you smile, how would you feel about that? Just put yourself in my shoes.
I thought it was poor timing on the smile thing. I think some people have different types of coping mechanisms.
After she know how she affected me, by her not calling me, it's her telling me, her action is telling me I don't give a damn. I'm really upset because I honestly feel like I've been there for you, and for you to throw up in my face and say, oh, you've never been a friend to me, it's like, really? Like, that's hurtful. I feel like everybody's just like paying attention to what Mel is saying, but no one is listening to me.
I've never been in the business of running down friendship. Like, if you don't want what I have to offer, then we can just be ships in the night. I got that. However, because we work so closely on so many things.
You know what?
And y'all had a good friendship.
I know where you're going with this, and I know your attention, but I don't want us to be upset because I feel like you keep trying to defend her.
Well, okay, so I don't want you to be upset with me either because I'm not trying to defend her. I don't feel like I'm taking anybody's side. And it's hard for me because I would like for them to work this out. Part of the dilemma that these ladies have is that they need to talk to each other and find out what came first, the chicken or the egg, in order to be able to resolve and move on or not resolve and move on. I'm not saying to beg, whine, or plead for anybody's friendship. I just wish that the 4 of you, in all honesty, could have a conversation that came to some kind of term that said, this is exactly what you did.
Some people are in your life for a reason, some for a season, and some for a lifetime. That was a reason and a season, and it is over.
Find me in the hills doing bigger things. Platinum plaque shining on my time.
So we got the open house all set up. Got the signage going. We got some good swag for everybody to come in.
Okay.
Got the sign-in sheet.
So the sign-in sheet. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's my first time being at an open house.
Oh, really?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
So here we are right now at my Stag Run Properties. We have put together an open house, and we hopefully have about 30 to 40 people come out. So I'm very, very excited.
I'm excited that Kelvin and Martell put together this open house. Martell and I really are not still in the best place. However, just like for the iPush magazine, we've got something we've got to do as a team. Game face on. It's time to sell some homes.
Hey. What's up, man? Hey. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. He just gave me some good news.
Oh, what?
The White House sold.
Oh.
Yes, it sold.
Boom. Before the paint dried.
I am very ecstatic to hear that one of the houses has already sold before it's even gotten on the market. And not only that, but sold over the listing price. It just goes to show, once again, when you have the right dream team working together, then big things can happen. We on top. Neville, what's up?
What's up, man?
I like that.
Hey, what's up?
How y'all
Hey.
doing? Andrea and Neville are just some great people, and I'm very excited to see them come through.
Yeah. And I went to school with Andrea over 20 years ago. She was a cheerleader. I was a football player.
Does that matter? What is the correlation?
She used to cheer for me, babe.
Oh, God.
Dang.
Y'all go buy this house, right?
We're not that much family, but we do want to see. We want to see what you're working with.
What's up? The Scots. What's up, people?
Hey!
I like this whole orange thing y'all got going on here. Y'all look pretty.
Thank you.
So we got some, hey, the best news, which Kevin just mentioned to me, that the White House sold.
There you go.
Not even going to the market, sold.
Despite all our personal issues, this house selling is amazing for North Huntsville. And the fact that it's selling so fast means that other people are gonna receive equity in their homes, and there's a real excitement about new opportunities in their communities. So this is a big, big deal right now.
I'm so glad y'all came out.
I told you I'd be here.
And I'm glad you said that. It makes me very happy to see that Kimmy is putting in this effort, trying to move forward. As long as we continue going down this path, she and I will eventually end back up in a better space.
I talked to Tisha, and she said y'all talked, and it kind of went real left, real fast.
I came in wanting to really figure out what our problem was so we can get it resolved and move forward. So I asked her, I said, you always say I'm fake. You always say I'm not real. When have I not been real with you? And when have I been fake with you? Tell me. She was like, well, we used to talk regularly, hang out once a month, and then you started distancing yourself. I said, first of all, you know I was going through a lot. So that's what that was. When you're going through something, you don't really want anyone texting you and calling you all the time saying, hey, I just want to check on you. It's kind of a repeat reminder, pretty much, of what you're going through. I said, but I think at that point, you made up in your mind that there was a problem with us, and I just wasn't being honest with you. I said, so because you made that assumption, that's when you started going out here running your mouth and talking and saying bad things about me.
With you being busy and with you branding and with you coming into your speaking engagements and those kind of things, it might have made her feel like you were putting her on the back burner, and she may have taken that personally.
And I would say, like, you got a personal problem. Coming up on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
What have your brother done for me?
Man, come on.
Maurice, you know that everybody was on your side. Do not start that.
Our goal as parents is to put our children in the best position to win. So how about you and Zayd moving down to Huntsville too?
Okay.
Huntsville, yeah. Who's that?
With you being busy, it might have made Tisha feel like you were putting her on the back burner, and she may have taken that personally.
And I would say, like, you got a personal problem. I think overall, Letitia is not as supportive as she tries to say that she is. She has not come to any of my events. But for me, you gotta put the actions with the words. She decided that she wanted to bring in my marital issues. I hadn't said anything about your husband, your marriage, nothing. And then Letitia wants to come in and say, well, your husband is the one who's had a girlfriend for 3.5 years. And I was like, who does that? She wanted to start throwing digs, and you know I can get them dug back at you. So it went very left because she took it very left.
Tisha and Mel have a history of being very good friends. Their bond with the children, with their businesses, drew them a little closer, and I think they miss each other. Even though they're not wanting to acknowledge that right now.
She does things that will make you respond to her, and then she tries to play the victim.
But can we get past that part?
No, how is that not possible? It's not possible because Letitia has already made up in her mind what she wants to believe. So why am I gonna waste my breath and keep talking to you? And so for me, I'm like done.
So you gonna sign on the dotted line today then?
He said he got a house.
If you ain't,
he got a house.
Okay, in the future. Hey, if that's the case, I need to holler at you. I'm sorry, real quick. He ain't buying today.
Last time I saw Martell, we were having a discussion about paperwork and the comeback group and how we're gonna move forward. There's some unfinished business that I need to discuss with him about him and Marceau's disagreements.
Now you pulled me to the side again, so what's up?
Well, you and Marceau got into it and I never got to the bottom line. I mean.
Oh. I told him, you don't have to lie. Like, if we go be friends, if we go move forward, whatever we discuss, it needs to be real. Maurice, I feel that he's pretty level-headed, and he knows his brother better than anybody, so he would really understand why I'm a bit upset with his brother right now.
In every situation, there's 2 levels of truth. It's usually one person's opinion, another person's opinion, and then the mix of the opinions which is true.
No, not really. It can be very specific and direct.
Okay.
Just say he said that the group didn't say the Hopes were gonna buy the 47 acres. He said that was not said. Now, that's a complete lie.
This is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing.
When you guys said that we stole the land, that's when the trust came in.
You can't steal land for sale.
Tell your brother that.
There's issues on both sides. Owning up to those issues sometimes is hard, but I think that in order to move forward, both of them can see that they've both made some mistakes in this situation. I got a question for you.
We don't have
Did
to
you
be
have a
friends.
good friendship?
I thought it was a friendship.
Okay.
But it was more of Martell Hope giving.
He's never done anything for you?
Hold on, you tell me. What have your brother done for me? He
Marceau
doesn't give me good advice when it comes to marriage.
Are you saying he didn't give you good advice? Man, come on.
Maurice.
You know that everybody was on your side. Do not start that, for real.
Maurice, you know when your brother and you right here, when we discussing things, he said, I'm not the person to talk to about marriage.
No, hold on, you're misconstruing something.
I know exactly what he's talking about. If Marceau's gonna put my stuff out there, I'll put your stuff out there too. I can bet my last dime that he's been with over 20 girls since he's been married.
When you were double-minded, who was unstable in his family ways, we were saying, hey, bro, this is a lot more that's on the line besides Martell. This is a whole family.
Yeah, you gave me that advice. Marceau did not.
Okay, listen to this, though, for real. Like, we gotta fix this. I think that you're hurt based on your friendship and your expectations about certain things. I think Marceau's hurt, and I think both of y'all owe each other an apology, and I think that you and Marceau need to fix it. Has Sadar talked to you about the cabin trip yet?
Sadar came to me and said, is there a problem with you and Marceau? I'm like, yeah. So I received a text message from Sadar inviting us on this couples trip to the cabins. Considering we'd never been on a couples trips with Sadar and his wife, I was a little bit confused at first, but then I thought about, he's a friend of Marceau's and he's a friend of mine, so if anything, he's trying to get us back together, and we'll see how that goes.
Let's agree to communicate until we come up with a solution. Is that fair?
It's a lot deeper than an apology. You know, it's about changes need to be made.
I agree. I think that you also have to see changes on both sides. Is that fair?
I'm with you. I mean, that sounds good.
I'm not sure if we would get there or not. It depends on if Marceau comes around. It's not about him admitting to having 20 girlfriends. My thing is, if you're gonna be a friend, be a friend. If we can get back on the same page, I'm open. But if you can't be honest with me, we don't even have a friendship no more.
Good deal, man.
Yeah,
good deal.
So guess we're good.
All right.
Can we get back to our family now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You smell good, man. Is that my cologne?
Stop smelling yourself.
My ex-wife is very aware that I want my son full-time. We've discussed this a long time ago, that he would be nurtured by his mom. And as he transitioned to a young man, that I would get him. I think that we've already discussed it, and now it's time to, you know, fulfill it.
Hey, what's up, Kai? How are you doing?
Hi.
All right. I wanted to talk to you today about that we got some hurdles as far as Monster living down here or whatever, living with me. I wanted to hear, like, you know, some more of your concerns.
Well, Maurice, you know, it's always been an issue to just say he could just come live with you. That's our child, not your child. My child is our child. So it would be different if you were in the next city or something. But you are miles and miles away by choice. I can't just say, oh, here's my baby, and he's just there. And you love.
Right, but that doesn't mean that I divorced myself from my son's well-being.
Okay.
We agreed while he's young, he needs his mother more.
But now that he's becoming a teenager, he needs to be with his father.
He needs his mother as well.
I think it's important for me to have Monster with me full-time because there's a level of direction that you can get from your father. You see it in, you know, top athletes, people like Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, the Williams sisters. I don't necessarily want Monster to be an athlete. However, they had very, very strong male influences in their life.
You're
But
saying...
at the same time, the person that you're with is a problem for me. It's a major problem for me.
Right, and this is kind of the reason why I think that we should all have conversations, so then at least that we could get a better basis of who we are judging as far as an individual. You don't know Kimmy.
I don't know her personally, but Maurice, she doesn't want to be here.
Have you asked her that directly?
No, I don't talk to her.
That's why I'm saying this. So you're assuming that that's what it is. If you have a conversation with her directly, we cut out all of the misunderstandings.
I understand what you're saying, but this is a choice that I have to make. I'm not there.
I think that Kimmy and Kiowa's relationship started off on a rocky road. Women don't forget anything. However, people change, things change, situations change. Right now, we need to move on past some of the prior disagreements and start co-parenting.
Our goal as parents is to put our children in the best position to win. Even if it's not something that we agree with from our heart, at least let's think about it from our head. So what about this? How about you and Zave moving down to Huntsville too? Sound like a good idea? Why don't I get you and Zave a plane ticket, right? So you can come down to Huntsville and check it out. So you can get the lay of the land.
I think we can consider that.
You'll consider it?
We will.
Man, that's good news.
The idea of Kiowa and Kiowa's husband, Zave, coming down to Huntsville, there's no other way to get to what I'm looking for. It was more of removing a barrier so that my son could live with me.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, let's end it on a high note. Huntsville, yeah. That went well.
Coming up on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Hey, so we don't knock? Mom, let me just...
I want to know what y'all was doing back here because I heard that you was with 20 different women.
Oh my God. Hey, girlfriend.
Hey.
What you doing?
Typing up some stuff about the podcast. Mommy Business is a podcast that I'm doing to give you the real deal on balancing being a business owner, being a mom, being a wife. It's a lot of hats that we have to wear.
Can I help out?
Yes, I'm so happy you asked that question. Look at you.
I'm just supportive.
I would love it if you could actually be the first person I interview on the podcast. You know what? Thank you, babe.
I'm just trying this new thing out, you know, be supportive, but it's still confusing to me how that works.
The first episode is about blocking out the noise. Because every time I'm trying to do something, it's always, Mom,
Right.
Mom.
It's like little pelicans, mom.
You say T.
Not as much as they say mom. Who's that?
So, speaking of moms, that's probably my mom.
So why is your mom at the door?
Surprise.
I'm sitting here saying that I'm going to help you out with the podcast. I'm here behind you, supporting you. And now, this is how you repay me. Hey, Grandma.
I like it. Hey, Mom. Hey, baby. I love you.
My mother-in-law and I, we have a really solid relationship when she's in Birmingham and I'm here in Huntsville. I think sometimes the challenge is when she comes close in proximity. Hey, babe, can I talk to you for a second?
Can you talk to her for a second?
Good Lord. I just want to talk to my wife.
I don't care who you talk to.
What's going on with this? Why does she come here to the house with 2 full-grown suitcases?
She's my mom, and she can come to the house.
Well, but I'm not saying a problem with her coming to the house, but why does she have these 2 full-grown suitcases?
Because she's going to be here for about 2 weeks.
What?
I was going to tell you about it.
When? Tomorrow? After 2 weeks?
I asked her to come up here to help me out with the kids, and she can watch them while we're at the cabin, too. I didn't think it would be a big deal, though.
I don't know if you remember how your mom and I interact.
My son, why you not wearing your ring?
I know you're a mom, but you're just not my wife.
I don't have to be your wife to find out why you're not wearing your ring.
You clearly said, I don't care what you do, as long as you have a babysitter.
She may be a great babysitter if we were taking our kids to her house. Hey, so we don't knock? Ma, let me just...
I want to know what y'all was doing back here talking. Was she talking about me?
This is my bedroom.
Okay, and? Oh, I see you wearing your wedding ring.
Yeah, I got bullied into it.
You're married, right?
Yes, I am.
Because I heard something that you was with 20 different women.
Oh my God, Ma.
I'm
We're gonna go to the guest bedroom.
I'm a little confused right now with what just happened.
Okay.
Your mom just came in and ambushed me. Really? T, you know, my Wanda, she's a little confused as it relates to the hierarchy in our home, so it's gonna take some adjustment for her when she's around to understand that my voice is kind of the voice that dictates what's happening at the house.
We are talking. We are talking.
We were talking a second ago.
I was just talking to her about her helping me with the kids and everything. And she was like, well, what's going on? What's going on? And then I just told her about that rumor.
Babe, it's not a rumor. It's not a thing.
What you mean it's not a thing?
I'm saying it's not like you can't hear it, okay? It's not something that you can hear. It's something I told Tisha, and then Tisha told you, apparently, and now you're
coming. What would that mean? I heard it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I come into the door and you flew back in the room like an animal came through the door.
Because it is right here.
Because of what? My most important thing is to protect my daughter, even though you was her husband, but this is my daughter still. Well, I can go upstairs and get unpacked.
Yes,
Thank you, Marceau.
And we'll discuss this later.
Believe it or not, besides what my face and my body language says, I'm extremely happy that you're here.
I'm glad you are happy.
It's a pleasure seeing you
I'm happy
here.
to be here. Thank you.
Happy to have you.
Come on, daughter.
Come on, Mom.
Let's go on
Thank you,
upstairs.
Tisha.
You're welcome, babe.
I want you to know this is my happy face.
Coming up on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
His phone rang. I answered the phone, and this girl is on the phone.
He needs to be checked.
I'm considering getting a divorce.
You know how I feel about that, baby.
All right, let's say the blessing.
Good Lord, we come for that day, come for our family and friends. And I hope we do really good at viewing in Jesus' name, pray, amen.
Amen.
Malia said, what? Well, Mama, thank you so much for helping out. I appreciate it. How was your drive down?
It was good.
One thing about my mother, she loves to come anytime she can. And I love to see her coming, to be honest. One thing I know, if I have some clothes in the dryer, when I get back, my mama has folded them, okay? She helps out with everything.
I'm glad I get a chance to keep the kids for a little while.
Yeah, I really wasn't checking for going on this trip. I had to be kind of convinced.
Well, it should be fun, though.
You know, Martell doesn't know it yet, but he's gonna be sleeping in his own room. He's not sleeping with me, you know. He has to have his own room.
So he has his own room at the cabin?
Well, that's what he's gonna be having.
Okay, are you kids through eating?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to send them to the playroom or something for this conversation.
Okay, get Malia out and y'all go upstairs and play.
Why would you guys sleep in separate rooms?
Well, you know, we sleep in separate rooms now at home, too. He sleeps upstairs and I sleep downstairs.
Okay, well, it's just a curveball for me. I'm surprised you didn't tell me any of this.
Yeah, no, I mean, we were headed to Atlanta, and while we were driving, his phone rang. So I answered the phone, and this girl is on the phone.
So you're saying the girl as in the girl?
Mm-hmm, yeah, mm-hmm.
Right now, Mama is teed off. For her to still be calling his phone, either she needs to be checked or he needs to be checked.
I'm still, like, bothered, so I put him upstairs. You know, this trip, I'm going, you know, but that doesn't change our sleeping arrangements, you know?
I really feel that Martell feels that this cabin trip is going to bring us closer together by reminding us of all the great memories and times that we've had in Gatlinburg. I do have something to tell Martell while we are away from the kids, but this trip is not going to solve anything going on in our marriage.
You've done a really good job not letting me know what was going on.
You know, it's kind of because I had so much still that I was filtering out in my own mind, you know?
I do carefully choose what I decide to share with my mom. I want to let her know that everything is not peaches and cream, and I also don't want her stressed every day. So yeah, I think it's important for me as her daughter to at least let her know some of what's going on.
Even though you said he's sleeping upstairs, he's still in the house, so I guess that means there's hope.
Yeah, he's upstairs.
But he's still in the house.
Upstairs. Yeah, upstairs.
Every day, all the same. People talking, never listen, and they say, give me fame, but can't make their own decision. Because we're doing fine, we just living our lives. Don't know when the next check is coming, but hey, it's alright. Oh, I got faith that can fix me even when I'm broke. I got hope. I got faith that can fix me even when I'm broke.
Hey, Dr. Francis.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you, man. Welcome. You're
well.
looking good, man.
Thank you so much. I want to check in with Dr. Francis today because he's been remarkable when it comes to navigating my marriage with Melody. I'm trying to be proactive right now in terms of winning my wife back.
How have things been, you know, since the last time we saw each other?
So I guess I had a session outside of here with my uncle. She wasn't doing the simple things that I was asking her to do.
So that's your excuse?
My Uncle Dexter, he's always been that mentor. I've always respected him and things that he shared with me. He's a good uncle.
Okay, so let's talk about your dad.
Oh, well, my dad, he was incarcerated like about 20-some years. So all my upbringing, you know, he's never played a part in my life.
How old were you when he was incarcerated?
Probably about 2, 1, something, you know.
How did you become a father figure knowing you did not grow up with a father?
I've always wanted to be a good father since early on in life, but no one taught me. I know I'm close to my uncle, but it's nothing like having a dad that's there with you 24/7.
Have you ever thought about, man, you know, oh, Johnny down the corner got his dad. They pitch ball, they do all this kind of stuff. But my dad, I've never had this experience.
Yeah, no.
You never been there?
You know, coming from a poverty-stricken area, you won't see dads in the community or dads being hands-on with their children. For me, being in a single-parent home and my dad being absent from my life, it allowed me to know how important it is to be in my son's life, even in Melody's life every single day.
You knew being absent was not a good example of being a good father. But just because you are present in the home does not make you a good or an effective father.
It sure doesn't. That's right.
Does not make you a good or an effective spouse.
Right, I agree.
Oh, okay.
Another thing that's coming up is we have taken a cabin trip to Gatlinburg. My wife and I, we're going along with 4 of the couples.
Okay.
I can just imagine how we're gonna have dialogue about What's your husband doing? How are you guys doing? Go put us in an odd position. And then my wife, she doesn't hold anything back, so there's not gonna be any acting.
But you know you don't grow if you act it out. You know? Okay. So you're willing to just go and be pretty transparent?
Oh, very transparent, always.
What do you and Melody want to leave the weekend with?
I just want us to get along a lot better, you know? Okay. I want to make her smile genuinely.
Okay. Is that an acknowledgement from you that something about you need to change?
Yeah, something about me has to change. Yeah.
What do you think might be some of those things?
I no longer need to lust after another woman.
Okay.
I mean, I'm committed to it all, to me becoming a better person.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I was waiting for that. I'm committed to me being a better person. You hit it. There is no guarantee that your wife will like the better person that you become, but you should not stop becoming a better person just because somebody else don't like it.
My duty is now to look in the mirror and really analyze myself and to start making changes within. It's like trial and error for me. That's where I'm at.
Coming up on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
I actually invited Kiowa and Zay down to see if they want to live here.
Hey, next time just run stupid ideas by me.
You and Martell are building a dynasty.
Well, you know, it's important that when you're building a dynasty, you got to be on the same page.
Let me tell you about the event. I really want to have, just business owners tap into some of the local lenders.
Millie's been working with me since 2015. Her position is Mrs. Everything, okay? Sometimes I think Millie thinks she's my boss, and she kind of is at times.
So when's Monster coming down for the summer?
He's coming 23rd.
Yay.
I know, right? I know we've been discussing, and you have your strong opinions. Mine differ a little bit, but moving forward, I want to bring Kiowa down. I actually invited Kiowa and Zay down to see if they can, want to meet and live here.
Maurice.
Yes.
Hey, next time just run stupid ideas by me.
Why would you say that's a dumb idea, though?
I think Kimmy and Kai have a slick tongue.
Listen, think about this. As adults, we should be able to work out any issues that we have. We can all co-parent and co-parent well, as long as there's no disrespect or anything that goes on. Doesn't that make sense, though?
You're literally looking at this like a guy looks at stuff. No emotion. What is the best decision in this situation? Because you care about everybody involved. Everybody's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you who's really not like that.
Who?
The two people you're trying to get together.
There hasn't been a meeting. It's a different story once you meet an individual and you get to know an individual.
You think everybody always takes the high road like you do. They don't. Reese, listen, everybody ain't there. I'm telling you, one, Kimmy values respect. And she's been holding back for a very long time. And Kaya's the same way. You're dealing with a woman who's hurt. Kaya expected her marriage to work. It's unresolved, underlining issues. So it's really not just a co-parenting issue. And bringing her to Huntsville permanently?
This is what decision is the best possible outcome right now. Looking at your face, it looks like that's from a woman's standpoint. I'm wrong.
You're 100% wrong.
Yeesh. Feel like I made a big mistake. I should have had this conversation with Kimmy before inviting Kiowa and her husband Zay down to Huntsville. Yeah, I probably should have thought this one through.
The divorce attorney advised me to seek my financial advisor and kind of see what my options are. Mr. Childress is definitely a very well-known person in the community. He has worked with Martell and I for years in terms of being our accountant. He's also been kind of like a mentor to both of us. So I also feel comfortable talking with him about the personal issues that we're going through to really get some good, solid, almost fatherly-like type advice.
How are you doing, Mr. Childress? So good to see you.
It's good to see you also, like always.
Yes, yes.
I'm a
indeed.
little under the weather, just a little bit, so I'm gonna stay way back.
Well, you don't look under the weather, Melody. You look on top of the weather.
I wanted to talk to you about a few things.
Okay.
Share with you some things that I'm thinking about.
Uh-huh.
You know, I always love to get your wisdom. Here's where I am. I'm considering getting a divorce.
No.
Yes, sir, I am.
Wow. How did that, you know how I feel about that, Melody.
Mr. Childress, don't be like that.
How far along are you?
Well, I've just had a consultation with an attorney.
Does Martell know that you've gone to see a lawyer?
No.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that go down. You know you and Martell are building a dynasty. And you know how important that is to our community.
Well, you know, it's important though when you're building a dynasty, you gotta be on the same page. But I'm just at a place where I don't have time for any hiccups anymore in my life.
Oh my.
I don't have time for any setbacks, you know?
Oh my.
And so I'm just really trying to weigh my options and see exactly what Melody wants to do. You know, I would like to see it where we sell the properties that we have, pay off any joint debt, and then divide whatever profits.
So you're hoping for a clean break?
Right, yes, sir.
Well, let me be the first to tell you there's no such thing.
Really?
No.
Don't tell me that, Mr. Childress.
All of similar situations that I've experienced in the past, especially when there's a great deal of assets between the two, between the spouses, there is always some complication.
You know, our home that we're in, we have a lot of equity in that. And so, you know, I would like to see us sell that. Would that be something easy to do?
How long have you owned it?
About a year.
Well, I would advise you to put the divorce off for at least 12 more months.
12 months? That's a long time. I know he's giving me advice as the accountant. However, I'm really not feeling what Mr. Childress is saying right now. Like, ooh, no, no, and no.
I would advise you to put the divorce off for at least 12 more months.
Why?
Because if you sell it after 2 years of ownership, you can take a total of $500,000 in capital gain off the table.
I don't believe that divorcing a person or not should be based on what's in the best interest financially. At the end of the day, it will still be what Melody wants to do.
It's hard to give an advice, but I can say this. When it comes to a man being a man, we don't pay attention to details. You know, we don't say, I love you enough. Once we marry you, we tend to forget to do those things that got you there in the first place.
He does all those kinds of things.
He does?
He gives me flowers randomly and wants to call me all day and talk to me and FaceTime me. He does all of those things.
Take you out for lunch and dinner? Oh my. Ooh. You're a good father. Hard to get these days. I say you're doing pretty good. I see enough there to suggest that you guys are a great couple together. I really wish you would give that some more thought. You could find a way to pretty much work through this. It would be better.
Mr. Childress, I thank you so much for your time today.
I definitely feel that Mr. Children's advice is the reason that so many in the older generation stayed in toxic marriages. For me, I'm at the point where being able to say that, yeah, we've been married 25 years, we've been married 35 years, we've been married 50 years, that does not matter to me anymore. What matters to me is, are you happy though? Or did you just stay in this marriage so you can say you've been married 25, 35, 50 years and you stuck around for it?
He got a whole nother family maybe, a whole nother kid over here somewhere, like, and you just been sticking it out. Well, we ain't doing that these days. We're not sticking it out. If you can't do right, we're dipping out. Next on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Are you really looking forward to seeing everybody and being on the same page?
I don't know who I'll ever be on the same page.
I just want to have a good time. Like, I don't know what we did, what we said.
Man, not only do I not know, I don't care.
It's very pretty.
It is. It's really nice, man. Wow.
I'm super excited about this trip. I'm ready to go.
It's like you gotta just stop all the bullshit. Stop all the fakery, all the phoniness. And the root of it is me getting bothered by really just talking about the infidelity.
I would not have talked about it 1 second unless, to be quite frank, you guys were comfortable as hell about it.
Since we are talking about the infidelity issue, we didn't experience infidelity in our marriage until we all started hanging out.
What's the implication of that statement?
I started thinking, is there other influence?
I actually had a conversation with Kiowa. We've been discussing Kiowa, Zave moving to Huntsville permanently.